Sanborn Bafundi. Hello students, today we're going to look at the possibility of using the prefixes which we've gone over briefly. Remember the Meinhof system. Now I know there are new directions in language learning where it's just immersion and you sort of feel your way and you don't get taught any grammar, but Zulu has this grammatical system which you need to understand because the nouns always have a prefix and they get attached to every other part of the sentence and they influence everything. So today I hope to make it a bit of fun as well with some photographs. So we'll make some short sentences. So starting with class 1A. Ugogo. You see I've put the italic I put brackets around the u just to show that that is the prefix, means grandmother. So if the granny is happy, then it is ugogo uyajabula. You see over there, it's the uyajabula, and you'll see why that's important later on. Now if we go to the plural, there grannies, the plural is ogogo. And it happens to be part, even though it says class 2, it's actually part of class 1 in that it takes the aba, or takes the plural of the normal umu, and it becomes aba. So here, the grannies are happy. Ogogo bayajabula. You see there, it takes the ba, bayajabula. Then, if we look at class 1, now the classic part, leaving out the A, which is simply part of it, but just a slight variety because of the O. So, umuntu, very easy, means a person. So, if a person is running, umuntu uyagijima. The person is running, uyagijima. Take note of the prefix because you'll see later on how important that becomes. The plural of that is abantu. So, umuntu abantu. The people are running, therefore becomes abantu bayagijima. They are running means bayagijima. Where does the ba come from? It comes from aba, which is the prefix there, abantu, which is class 2. Then if we go further, now we look at the classic class 2 where it is now the plural being imi. So the example here, umfula. Now it looks the same as class 1, but the plural is different. So umfula, the class 3 will become imifula and not abafula if you think back of the class 1. So umfula. Then if you make a sentence, the river is beautiful. The hle part is the beautiful part. And then you'd say umfula umuhle. The river is beautiful. If you had made that to be the people are beautiful, you would say abantu bahle. You see, then you're taking the prefix of the abantu, the aba. Right, so the plural then is imi, for river. Imifula, we're looking at class 4 now, it's simply the plural of class 3. Imifula. And so it takes the I. Imifula iagijima kakhulu. The rivers are running fast, flowing fast, you could say. Imifula, the many rivers, iagijima kakhulu. Right, let's go to another one. Now we go to class 3 and 4, other examples, just to add to the previous ones. Umuti, a tree. The plural is trees. Imiti. So, if the tree is tall, umuti, umute. The trees are tall. Imiti, imite. Or you could say imiti, mite. Now we go to class 5. This is used a lot for many different nouns. Here's just one example. A stone is ije. And notice the I part. Now actually the full prefix is ili, and so as it says here, class 5 is I or ili. So you're going to take now the ili part and you're going to add it to the adjective, the verb, whatever. So here's a short sentence. The stone is dead. Ije lifile. The stone is dead. Now if we go to the plural, class 6, ama, which is simply the plural of class 5. The stones are dead. Amache afile. Now you will notice here, previously it was u, and then abba, and then it was imi, etc. And now we're going to the amma. Amache afile. If it was the rivers are dead, it would be imifula ifile. Alright, so now we go to the next one, class 7. And here we'll take a train. Isitimela. Notice it is T without the H, which means it's a slightly implosive T. If it was with an H, it would have been isitimela. And to the Zulu ear, it's got to be correct. Don't add an H in your phonetics. Isitimela. So for example, the train is full of people, as in this picture here. Isitimela sigcwele abantu. Isitimela, so there's the isi, which is the part, which is the class 7. Now you're going to take the si part and you're going to add it to everything else. So, is full. The full is gwele and sigcwele. It's not ligcwele or igcwele or bagcwele, but si, and it never changes. The Zulu prefixes are very strict and are consistent. Nothing like the English language, which is full of inconsistencies and exceptions to the rule, as they like to euphemize. So we go now to the plural of trains, and this is now class 8. The isi becomes izi. So trains are therefore izitimela. And if you say the trains have stopped, like in the picture, izitimela zimile. So you're taking the zi over here, and you are now using that as your prefix. Now, I know it might seem a bit boring and tedious to look at all this part, because grammar is usually no fun at all. But once you get over this, Zulu becomes fun, because it's consistent and you don't have to keep scratching your head asking, but why is it like that? As in English, where it's full of exceptions. So, let's go to the next one. Class 9 is in or im. An example would be inkomo, the in part. Or if you're going to say imoto, a car, imoto. So in or im. So here we have a nice photograph of both of them together. An actual photograph taken in some cold country. So if the cow is lying on the black car, so now we're trying a slightly longer sentence. You're taking the I or the in, and you're going to add it to the rest of the sentence. So here, inkomo ilele phezu, on top of, kwemoto. It's not emotweni, but it's kwemoto. The E is the part of the prefix. You'll have other lessons to understand that. And then describing now, the adjective is a black car. The adjective here is put at the end. So, emnyama. The I becomes e. And it wouldn't be like that if it was the isi or the imi or the abba. But in this case, that's how it works. And you'll get more examples. You'll get the feel for it later on. So the cow is lying on the black car. Inkomo ilele phezu kwemoto emnyama. Then we go to the plural of, which is class 10. The plural of class 9 is in. Remember, it was either in for class 9 or im. So therefore the plural is either izin or izim. So, izinkomo and izimbuzi, cows, goats. If we choose a sentence, the cows are brown. Izinkomo zinsundu. Sundu is brown, and you're adding now the zi, ezinsundu, zinsundu. If it was the brown cows, then you'd say izinkomo ezinsundu. But the cows are brown, izinkomo zinsundu. The goats are white, izimbuzi zimhlophe. Again, you're taking the prefix then of class 10 and you're adding it now to the adjective zimhlophe. Alright, now let's go a little bit further, and now we're looking at class 11, the ulu. Slightly rarer prefix, but there are those, such as a horn, important in the Zulu culture because cows are important. A horn, uphondo. Notice there the H, meaning that it has an explosive P, uphondo. It's not upondo, but uphondo. So, if we say the horn is expensive, biza means expensive, so you now taking the ulu, remember up here, of class 11, and you're going to add it to expensive. So, the horn is expensive becomes uphondo luyabiza. Uphondo luyabiza. The plural of that is izi. Notice that there are quite a few nouns where the plurals are all izi. But you've got to know the difference because the singulars are different. So, the plural for horns is izimpondo. And if we say the horns are attractive or are nice looking, we say izimpondo ziyabukeka. Bukeka means attractive, nice. And you're taking now the zi part and you're adding it to it. So, izimpondo ziyabukeka, class 12. Going now to this lovely granny's face, class 14, ubu is used for a number of words, not that many, but here's one. Ubuso, very important, the face, ubuso. The prefix being ubu. So, ubuso bakhe bugugile. So here we're using the prefix twice. Her face, by the way, in Zulu there is no difference between male and female. It would be ke whether it was a male or a female. And you just have to try and get the context of what is being said to know whether it's a lady or a man. Ubuso bakhe. If it was the isi, it would have been sake. If it was the plural izi, it would have been zake. But here, ubu, by the way, has no plural. So the singular is also the plural. Ubuso bakhe bugugile. We're taking again the prefix bugugile. Her face is old. Then, class 15. And we're ending over here with the prefixes. Class 15 is the ugu. Very important word would be food. Ugudla. Ugudla. So if we say my food is tasty, you now have two opportunities to use the ugu. So it would be, if I say it slowly, ugudla kwami kumnandi. Ugudla kwami. It is actually gu, ugudla gu ami, but when you take the u and the a, it becomes a w. Kwami gumnandi. The nandi, of course, is the nice part, and you are adding the m before the n. It just sounds better, and it is gumnandi. Ugudla kwami gumnandi. Now, start making your own sentences. You can have fun. Use a pen and paper or your smartphone, whatever you have, and make your own sentences. Try and choose always familiar words, those words which make sense to you. In other words, your immediate surroundings. Then try and find the correct prefix, and the plural if there is one, and the class number. So there are three things to do there. Write it down. Now try and make simple sentences. Start very slowly and you'll get the feel for it later on. And then if you don't know, ask somebody, ask a Zulu friend to help you with that. I usually try to end a lesson with something interesting, something amusing, so I choose either a proverb or an idiom. So here, there's a nice proverb, which in Zulu is isiZulu esimnandi. Again, isi is taken to be added onto the nandi part, and isiZulu esimnandi. So it literally says, akukho ndlovu yasindwa umbhoko wayo. And in Zulu, the explanation, which is incazelo, the explanation is akekho umuntu ohlulwa umthwalo wakhe. In other words, no elephant, if you take it literally. Of course, it is a proverb, which means it's symbolic. So, no elephant finds its trunk too heavy. In other words, the explanation being, no person is unable to carry their burden. So if it seems like a burden to you learning a new language, maybe it's not just Zulu, you've got to be at it, if possible, every day. Try and set aside a few minutes every day, as much as you can, and write things down. It will help you as you progress step by step. You can look at this video again and again.